am super excited about who we are chatting with today because I absolutely love their mission and what they are doing. Tonight, I have Kelly and Troy with me from Art from the Streets. So, hey guys, how are y'all?
Great.
Doing good.
Good. So, Kelly, for people out there who have no idea who Art from the Streets is, can you give us some information about who you guys are?
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit in Austin, Texas that works with people that are homeless and at risk by creating a open studio for them to paint and create. And then we help support them by giving art shows and enrichment opportunities throughout the year for the artists that create with us.
That is so awesome. And we actually have you guys in our College Station gallery happening now through January 16th. So this is going to be super exciting because I'm going to go through some slides of some pictures that you sent of like what some activities or what it looks like, probably what pre-COVID, I would say, because
Yes.
this COVID thing has done a number, and it's so difficult on everyone, and especially the community that you guys have brought together with the people who you serve.
Right. So we have not been in open studio since March. We have such a beautiful community of artists as well as volunteers, and missing each of them just terribly, reaching out and doing our best to communicate and to work with them. But it has been a struggle and devastating to all of us. We have a family that takes care of and is interested in and supports, and that has been changed for us as well as so many others in the community as in our world. So this is a photo of one of our artists, Mark Belli. These are one of our studios in the Trinity Center in downtown Austin, where they do social services in the mornings, and we get the afternoon space. So we partner with them. We set up tables 3 times a week with them, and then set out supplies. The artists come in for a few hours in the afternoons and use the supplies that are free to them and paint and create. All supplies is all free to the people that participate. And we raise monies in ways for them to be able to use those supplies to paint. So this is one of our artists in our pretty yellow tablecloths that's bright and shiny and fun.
Wow, I bet this really lifts their spirits and makes them want to do more and become more creative, I bet.
Absolutely. It does it for us all. It's
Yeah.
not just the one person that gets something out of all of this. We all do. So,
Exactly.
our volunteers and our artists, it's definitely like I said, a community. So yeah, this is one of our artists, John Curran. He is as a veteran. He worked with in the military in Hawaii. So all of his pieces, 90% of his pieces are all ocean surfing based.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like something you want to jump into every day that he paints and creates with. So, but it is from his experience in the military and being in Hawaii. So we enjoy his oceans. And again, one of our volunteers. This is actually a turn in for an art show that we had in the spaces that we create in. So
Oh, wow.
again, a community of volunteers that support our program, but most importantly, support the artists that participate.
Wow. And here's another artist.
Yeah, so this is an artist that's actually showing at your gallery now. His name is David Malecki. We actually partner with 2 organizations, Trinity Center and Waterloo Greenway in downtown Austin, for their space. We don't have our own space yet, but so we partner with these organizations that have a space that we can come and paint and create. And so this is a new partnership we've had for the last 2 years. And again, haven't been there since March, but as things become safe and hopefully in the next year, we'll be able to paint and create again in this space. But it's a little bit smaller, but it's a historic area. So we cover up all the floors, make sure there's no paint splatter. And they have a great outdoor space that we're able to move out into the courtyard. So when the weather's nice, we're able to set up tables and paint and create outside. So, but this is Dennis Malecki. He does enormous face portraits. They have lots of meaning to them, which is sad that we can't be together so he can discuss these kind of
Yeah.
pieces, because they have such a meaning. He goes and does a lot of research of these portraits, and finds the perfect one, and creates them on a large and larger scale. In fact, the pieces that you have in your gallery, I did have to ask him to give me the smaller one.
Oh my gosh, they're so fantastic. If y'all have not been to the gallery, you need to come and check these out. Just a fantastic artist. I'm just blown away with a lot of the stuff that you guys have brought. And again, Kelly, can you tell us exactly what you guys' your mission is at Art from the Street?
Yeah, so it is to support these artists and give them a space to create, and then help them sell their artwork and give them enrichment and support opportunities throughout our community. So that's what we do. Not as much as we used to, but this year we've done a lot of support in different ways, because we've had to recreate who we are and what we do to an extent, and how
Right.
we reach out to these artists every day.
Just like other artists have been having to get creative on how to show their art as well.
Right.
And this one's very kind of cool what he's got going on here.
Yes. So this is John Mcpherson. Actually a trained artist from California. He does beautiful landscapes. His health is failing as of this past year, but he has traveled in the past and done a lot of photographing. Did a lot of Utah photographs, so a lot of red rock, and so he painted some of those pieces. Also, he has some great prints online right now, but yeah, his landscapes are his key. He does some floral, but mainly these beautiful landscapes. And
Oh,
he's very
wow.
prolific. He is in housing as of right now, and keeps all of the artwork in bags in his car. Bags and
Oh
bags.
my
Thousands and
man.
thousands of pieces.
Oh my gosh. In his
Yeah,
car. Oh
in his car.
my.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Oh
doesn't keep
my.
him in his apartment. He keeps him in the car. So, but yeah, this
Mm.
is again another example of when we do paint and create, what the space looks like, what the artists look like, what we're doing, how we're supporting and creating with them.
Oh wow. Wow. Well, Troy, we're gonna move over to you. I took a few pictures of the gallery as it stands now because you guys sent some fantastic pieces. And Troy, I know you got to go through and hand select all of these, and I want to give you an opportunity to tell us like how that whole process works. Because I would think that this is overwhelming to figure out what to send, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it. It's great because there's thousands and thousands of pieces to pick from. Just a room full of art. So I have to go in there with an idea in my head of, what is a theme or an idea behind the show. And what I started with for your show is the idea of water, and the idea of like an ocean or a stream or something refreshing, because I was thinking we've all been so cooped up and closed
Mm.
up, and sometimes nature really is very peaceful for us. So I started with that idea. So you'll see a lot of works in the show that have water in them or nature in them. And then from there, I went with color themes, because obviously not all the artists are going to create works that are thematically based on water or oceans. So I needed to move into something else. So I moved into color themes that tied into those pieces that had the ocean or the water in them. In this photo, you'll see there's a piece by Katie Joy Kingdom. It's a flower. It's absolutely a gorgeous piece, and it's got
Mhm.
some iridescence to sort of the purple blue background that's there, little touches of pink, and it really ties into a lot of the other works that are in the show visually. So there's and in the back, towards the back, there's a piece by Kathy Hayes. And she does really beautiful, fun, joyful pieces. She likes to do a lot of collage as well. And
Oh wow.
so there are some pieces that have a lot of elements that jump off of the paper or the canvas. And we kind of stayed away from sending you too many of those because they're really hard to ship, and oftentimes, a challenge to find a spot for on the wall. But I thought this one was perfect. It was really fun and playful, and the color was perfect.
And what's so fantastic about this is that anybody can purchase these and take these home with you after the show. And when you do this, not only do you support the Arts Council and you support art from the street, but majority of these funds go to the artist.
Exactly.
Right, correct. So 95% goes directly back to the artist of all the purchase.
That is just fantastic.
And I believe there's 27 artworks in the show, representing 17 of our artists. So it's one of the other things we were trying to do with the works that we sent is provide a good broad spectrum of the artists that participate in the program at Art from the Streets. So we didn't want to, be real heavy on one particular artist, trying to get a good diversity of artists. This is one of Dennis Malecki's pieces that Kelly was talking about. He does the really large pieces, usually based on historical photographs that he's done research on, and just really, really detailed works.
Wow, that is just what I think is so cool, is that he does all that research on what he's about to do. And very, very interesting. Yes, too bad we couldn't have him on, because I would love to pick his brain on this guy. I'm like, okay, did he just lose his ice cream, or who? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I think there's way more to that story than what we're seeing. And
is it on the floor? Did he just drop it? Is it just melting? Yeah.
Is the dog eating it?
Is the dog eating? I think it'd be more
Right.
Or there's no telling. I mean, maybe he wasn't supposed to have ice cream and he got caught. I don't know.
Yeah. No. And there is a story, and from all of them, and I think it would be a fun thing to do is to have those written down as we're doing shows now. Of course, when we've done shows in the past, he's been available and been able to be there. Yeah. So now that we're unable to do that this year, I think we need to have a write-up that goes with every painting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we can figure out something. Maybe Troy, we can grab him and do like a little video or something, and we can share what the story is especially on the two that he has with us, and see what we can do. Let's play it. Let's figure something out, because I'm curious about that ice cream. I mean, art can make you wonder a lot of things.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, let's make that happen. That sounds really good. It's not letting me go to the next one. Here we go. There we go. And this is at an angle where we see a lot of the pieces that you guys sent. So
a lot of pieces here, and there's some of earlier Kelly was talking about John Curran, and he does those. He was in the military, and he does those pieces based on the seaside and based in Hawaii, his time in Hawaii. And so you see some of the pieces here on the back wall by him. I believe there's 2 or 3 pieces in the show that I picked from him for the show. And again, a lot of really great pieces. From many different artists, lots of colorful pieces. There's also some works by, I think Kevin Lane is in the show. Hugh Miles is in the show as well. A good diversity. Some of them are abstract works and aren't necessarily nature themed, but they're more pattern based, which you see up here in the front, which is a lot of fun, right? It's fun to see how these artists are expressing themselves, and also how therapeutic it is for them. Also, that's something about the program that a lot of people don't think about, is that a lot of times these artists aren't trained at all, but they're doing this as a form of therapy or as a form of expression. Oftentimes they don't get to express themselves. They're told where to go and what to do, and this is a chance for them to be in control of themselves and to say something about themselves.
Oh, beautifully said, Troy. That you're so right. And one of the things I also think is really neat is, since you guys supply the colors that they have to choose from, the media, everything, what they take with what they're given and create is just unbelievable.
Yeah. And we offer up a lot of diverse supplies, obviously the paints, acrylic,
Right.
and the paper and stuff. But this last year we've done a lot of stenciling, and then do have professional artists come in and do different type of thematic kind of work and stuff. So we'll have kind of an instructional class with pastels or oil pastels, because maybe all you've done is paint on acrylic, but you've never touched that, had the reason to, but all of a sudden that might be the reason that you want to be there that week. So we've done that, and we've done a lot of collage work also. So we're trying to really bring in more flat work because that's easier to store. But each open studio really try to bring in new ideas every month, just to kind of increase your mind and expand your mind and into things like that. Yeah.
The other thing that we do, we haven't been able to do it during the pandemic, but before we would take the artists out on enrichment opportunities. Kelly mentioned that earlier. And we would do that once a month with the artists, take them out to a museum or to a working artist studio or to an art gallery, and give them a chance to see artwork up close and personal in a private setting, where they can also usually either ask the artist questions or ask the curator questions. And it's always been fun to see how they bring that back into studio and put it back into their work. You can see oftentimes where they're influenced by a style or a technique maybe they hadn't tried before that they thought they would try. So the enrichment is a really big part of what we do, and a part that's really missing right now with this pandemic.
Yeah, man. Y'all are doing some fantastic work. So fantastic that our stars, who is our group of volunteers, have decided that one of the things that they feel like they can do to give y'all back is do an art supply drive. And what you guys do is y'all create kits, right, Kelly?
Right. Yeah. So during the pandemic, we're trying to find a way to reach out and connect with our artists. We're not an open studio. It's not safe to do that. How do we get supplies to people that don't have the ability to purchase them or can't find them in easily for them? So the art kit came into fruition. We were able to gather supplies, put them in a bag, be able to reach out to our artists, as well as over 300 artists within the community of Austin too. So we're able to really expand our reach, which is what we want to do and love to do every day. So our artists received about 40 of them. We can reach out to in some ways, but received a packet that is waterproof, easy for them to manage, and they can create in their space or in a space that is safe for them. Then we also reached out to the veterans organization here in Austin that works with outpatient veterans, as well as the local hotels that are housing the homeless, as well as Integral Care, Caritas, and Arch, which are organizations that work in social services directly. And we're able to deliver, as I mentioned, over 300 this summer and this fall. As we've increased and enjoyed this, putting it together, and our artists have enjoyed it, we've realized that this is going to be a program we're going to do forever. I mean, it just seems the right thing to do. So, COVID has created, a lot of barriers, and we're trying to break through them and trying to do the best for our artists right now. But we've decided, 2 hours, 3 or 4 days a week, maybe that's not the time you feel that creative. Maybe that's not the moment that you feel that creative.
Right.
Maybe that afternoon just needs to be in a community, in a safe place, and so on. So that has made us realize that this is an important program.
I love it. And we actually have a box in our gallery with all of you guys' stuff that says art from the streets, that we would love for anybody to come by and drop off something that's on your guys' list that goes into those bags. I know we had a fantastic donor buy the bags for us, so we don't need the bags, but the other items that are on your list is like a Sharpie pen. So it's all simple, things that you guys have, like one set of watercolor paints, a pad that's no bigger than a 13 by 9, so that way it fits in that waterproof pouch that we have. along with like some colored pencils, like, and I think it was like a container that holds water. Just, man, y'all have really put some nice thought in organizing these kits and what they would actually use when they're out. So
Right. Yeah,
I
so we're
absolutely
really
love that.
excited. Our artists have eaten it up. They've loved it. We've had themes, so we did a Zentangle and we sent that out to them. So that's an easy one to
Wow.
send, but then the idea might not come to you normally to create that way. We
Yes.
have an artist that has really grabbed onto that and she has made it the best thing she can be.
Oh, I
And
love that.
the other set we sent out was more of a collage. We had our volunteers gather went to an old wallpaper store and created and put that in the package, as well as magazines and glue. So that was an easy thing to mail, easy thing to deliver, and something maybe you're not creating. So using some of the pieces and that we've had in the past kits all converge and can become as one as you're getting them along the way. So yeah, it's been exciting and actually very inspiring to so many to either A, get back to creating in the way they have in the past, or B, creating in a new way, which is exciting.
Yes, most definitely. And I think that's one of the pluses to COVID is the creative things that we've been able to come out of this with. And I think that's one of the things that I love about the arts and culture is because we are surrounded by absolutely amazing creative people, and they are coming up with some fantastic things. And I also find it very neat of, I think when we get through this, what someone has created. I think there's going to be some very happy pieces. I think there's going to be some really sad pieces. There's going to be pieces that really make you think. I just can't wait to really see what artists have created through this.
Right. I agree. And our original art kit, we sent a book, a blank paged book, and had artists. Now, some were interested, some thought was overwhelmed, some sent us back this book that has what they've been doing and how they've been creating over the pandemic. And again, it's some of it's happy, some of it's sad, some of it's all of it, some of it's poetry, some of it was a journal, just writing down and drawing as they're working through their month. It was very inspiring. All pieces were very inspiring and uplifting, and everybody was uplifted during this whole book process and the kit that they mailed back. So, which we're all, wondering, trying to like support and lift everyone up. And our artists have been the most positive during this time. And that's really refreshing.
Hugely refreshing. And I loved also on your list of supply was an inspiring note.
Yeah.
So I thought that was I was like, oh my gosh, they have really thought through this whole kit to make sure that we include an inspirational note. Right. I mean, because that is huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Keeping it personal and keeping it one-on-one. I mean, that's what we're missing the most. And that's what we're trying to communicate the most.
Oh my gosh. I truly enjoyed talking with both of you guys, but I'm going to go through a few things that's happening here at the Arts Council, so hang tight. So what we have is a picture perfect Christmas in Brazos Valley. We have tons of businesses sending us where families can go and take the perfect Christmas picture. So check that out at our website. And we also have an open house. So on December 12th from 1 to 4, please come to the Arts Council, check out what's happening in the gallery, talk to our in-studio artists, some fantastic things happening, and you can also buy our tumbler. Our tumbler is going to be here soon, but you can pre-order those, and these will make the perfect Christmas gift, stocking stuffer, along with any art that's hanging in our wall to take home. Or we'll have to write them a note because some of these shows don't end before Christmas. We also have The Pursuit of Light with Kathina and Stephen. Fantastic art. You'll have to come check it out. And one of our fundraising events, which is Boots and Barbecue, which is happening March 27th, 2021. So mark your calendars for that. And of course, we need you to come see the fantastic art from the Street. And I've just been blown away with all the stuff that you and your organization are creating. Is there anything you guys want to add before we head out for the night?
Well, I just want to say thank you. Thanks for this opportunity to be in a space. We haven't been in a space in any gallery for the whole year, and this just feels like it should be. We appreciate
It feels normal.
it feels normal. We're all looking for a little of that piece right now. So thank you so much for inviting us and letting us be a part of this. We are promoting this show through all of our persons and our social media places so that if they are looking for a day trip and to get out of town for the day and come and enjoy your gallery, we hope that people do enjoy that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to say thank you for the opportunity. It was really fun to put the show together and select the arts and think about what might be enjoyed there in the gallery. So I'm hoping to get by to see it too while it's up.
Well, we'll definitely create a virtual tour for those who can't make it by. But I know that one of the things that we have a gallery committee, when they were reading you guys' story, they were just blown away with all the hard work that you guys are doing. And it fits right along with our mission about supporting the arts and culture. And oh my gosh, y'all are doing some fantastic work. I appreciate you guys. And as always, if any of y'all have any questions, feel free to give us a call or an email. These are ways to contact us. And of course, follow us on social media and our newsletter to stay up to date with everything that we are doing. And Kelly and Troy, thank you both so much for such an inspirational night to hear about what you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.